Welcome to our channel. In today's video, we'll take a closer look at the remarkable life and legacy of Connie Stevens, an entertainer whose name may have faded from the spotlight but whose impact continues to resonate. From her early beginnings in New York to her rise as a beloved teen idol, from her notable film and television roles to her achievements in business and philanthropy, Connie's story is one of passion, perseverance, and heartfelt generosity. Join us as we delve into her childhood, family life, marriage, expansive career, and enduring commitment to helping others. Childhood. Connie Stevens entered the world on August 8, 1938, in Brooklyn, New York. Her birth name was Conchetta Rosalie Ingalia, though she would later adopt the stage name, Connie Stevens, a shorter, more streamlined version of her given name that also honored her father's stage name, Teddy Stevens. Connie came from a family of entertainers. Her father, Peter Ingalia, professionally known as Teddy Stevens, was a musician, and her mother, Eleanor McGinley, was a singer. This familial background planted the seeds for Connie's own musical and performing ambitions at a very young age. Growing up in a culturally diverse and vibrant neighborhood in Brooklyn exposed Connie to myriad musical influences, jazz, big band sounds, and the nascent doo-wop style that was starting to blossom in the city's streets. Brooklyn in the 1930s and 1940s was a melting pot, teeming with first- and second-generation Americans from various ethnic backgrounds, all bringing their own flavors of music, dance, and performance arts. Even as a child, Connie showed early signs of resilience and adaptability, traits that would become evident throughout her life and career. As World War II ended and the 1950s approached, the United States entered a period of optimism and cultural expansion. The entertainment industry surged, with Hollywood producing glitzy musical films and radio slowly giving way to the rising power of television. Connie, who showed a knack for singing and performance, naturally gravitated toward these evolving forms of entertainment. By the time she was a teenager, she was already performing in a singing group called the Three Debs at the age of 16, proving that her passion for music was more than just a childhood hobby. Yet, Connie's early life also had its fair share of challenges. Like many children of performers, she frequently had to adapt to the changing schedules and financial ups and downs that came with show business. Sometimes this meant moving from one place to another or adjusting to different schools and social circles. Despite these hurdles, she remained steadfast in her dreams. The discipline and resilience she built during these early years were crucial, serving as the foundation for the dedication she would show later in her multifaceted career. The 1950s were a transitional decade for American entertainment. Rock and roll was on the rise. Elvis Presley, Chuck Berry, and Little Richard had captured the hearts of the youth. The older swing and big band styles of her parents' generation were beginning to fade into the background. For a young performer like Connie, who had a classical understanding of music but also enjoyed modern sounds, this was the perfect time to launch herself into the spotlight. She was able to bridge the gap between the older generation's preference for melodic, orchestrated tunes and the younger generation's craving for energetic, rock-infused beats. All of these early experiences, her family's showbiz roots, her exposure to cultural and musical diversity in New York, her adaptability in the face of frequent changes, would later shape Connie Stevens into the well-rounded entertainer the world came to know. The close-knit environment of Brooklyn also fostered in her a sense of warmth and community, traits that shone through when she achieved fame. Even in her teenage years, those around her often remarked on her light-up-the-room charm, a quality that would prove invaluable in Hollywood. By the time Connie joined the Three Debs, she was more than ready to jump into show business. This girl group experience was pivotal in refining her vocal harmonies, performance etiquette, and understanding of the hard work required to sustain a career in entertainment. Rehearsals were frequent, sometimes grueling, but they taught Connie discipline and stage presence. Although the Three Debs were not a nationwide phenomenon, they helped Connie gain a loyal local following and gave her the confidence needed to pursue bigger opportunities. Soon, those larger prospects would come knocking, and Connie's life was set on a course for stardom. Family. Connie's sense of familial devotion was deeply rooted in her childhood experiences, watching her own parents navigate the volatile world of entertainment. When she became a mother herself, she carried those experiences into how she raised her daughters. Jolie and Tricia Lee Fisher, both born from her marriage to the famous singer Eddie Fisher, quickly became the center of Connie's world. Even as she juggled a high-profile career, complete with the demands of film, television, Las Vegas stage performances, and extensive touring, Connie insisted on being a hands-on parent. Raising children in the Hollywood limelight can be notoriously challenging, with the industry's constant demands and paparazzi often infringing on personal space. Connie, however, managed to shield her daughters from the harsher aspects of fame by emphasizing the importance of family values and normalcy at home. She balanced her professional commitments with motherhood, often flying back and forth between filming locations just to spend a single evening with her girls. That dedication won the admiration of her fans and colleagues alike. Connie's family also extended beyond her immediate household. She was always mindful of the struggles faced by many communities, partly influenced by her own experiences growing up in the diverse cultural environment of Brooklyn. This empathy for others led her to become involved in various charitable efforts, but her work with Native American communities stands out as one of her most enduring causes. By founding and supporting scholarships and initiatives, Connie sought not just to provide temporary relief, but also to create pathways toward a better future for marginalized individuals. Throughout the years, the Fisher daughters themselves have spoken about the loving and supportive environment Connie created for them. Whether it was celebrating holidays together despite a hectic tour schedule or maintaining open communication about the complexities of show business, Connie strived to keep her family close-knit. Her example served as a testament that one could excel professionally while still nurturing a healthy personal life, an accomplishment few in the entertainment world manage successfully. Today, Connie's pride in her daughters remains one of her most frequently mentioned personal joys in interviews and public appearances. Beyond the glitz and glamour, it is clear that motherhood was, and continues to be, one of the pillars of her life. Her story illustrates that fame does not have to overshadow family responsibilities. Instead, it can be a platform to show the world that love and dedication can triumph in any arena. Marriage. Connie Stevens's marriage to singer Eddie Fisher brought together two prominent figures in the entertainment world. Eddie Fisher was already a renowned crooner, having experienced significant success in the 1950s. His earlier marriage to Debbie Reynolds, and subsequent marriage to Elizabeth Taylor, had made him a frequent name in the tabloids. Therefore, when Connie and Eddie tied the knot in 1967, it inevitably attracted media attention. The union, however, was short-lived. Their marriage lasted only a couple of years. They divorced in 1969, yet it left Connie with her two greatest treasures, Jolie and Trisha Lee. Taking on the responsibility of single motherhood in Hollywood was not an easy task, especially as she continued to flourish in her acting and singing career. Nonetheless, Connie approached this new chapter with determination. Her relationship with Eddie Fisher, while brief, gave Connie a deeper perspective on the complexities of love, fame, and public scrutiny. Friends and acquaintances from that era often described her as unflinchingly optimistic, someone who, despite personal challenges, always managed to put on a radiant smile and focus on her next goal. The resilience she demonstrated as a single mother in a competitive industry became a hallmark of her persona, earning her admiration from fans who related to the notion of doing it all without losing one's sense of self or kindness. Though this high-profile marriage eventually ended, it added another layer of depth to Connie's understanding of fame. She recognized how public attention could both fuel and damage personal relationships. This insight would later influence how she guarded her daughter's privacy and how she balanced her own personal revelations to the press with her need for private space. In many ways, Connie's marriage to Eddie Fisher was more than just a celebrity union. It was a life lesson in growth, responsibility, and the power of forging ahead with grace. Career. Connie's early success in music was a testament to both her talent and her drive. Landing that first contract with Warner Brothers was an incredible milestone. At the time, Warner Brothers was looking to branch into the music industry. By signing Connie, they demonstrated their faith in a young woman whose voice had a sweet, youthful quality that appealed to the era's pop market. When she recorded "Kooky, Kooky, Lend Me Your Comb" with Ed Burns, the song became a novelty hit tied to the popular detective series 77 Sunset Strip. Listeners were charmed by the playful back and forth of the lyrics, and the tune quickly rose to chart success. Connie found herself suddenly catapulted into the limelight. If "Kooky, Kooky" established her as a pop singer to watch, 16 Reasons solidified her as a genuine star. Released in 1960, the song resonated with teenage audiences, many of whom were newly fascinated by the idea of young romance and innocence. Its gentle, melodic style stood in contrast to the edgier rock and roll that was simultaneously gaining traction, thereby giving Connie a distinctive niche. This track soared to number 1 in 1961, marking the pinnacle of her early music career and giving her a household name among American teenagers. Capitalizing on that momentum, Connie released Tradition, a Christmas album that showcased her range as a vocalist. Holiday records often provided a timeless platform for singers, and Connie's interpretation of classics appealed to families across the country. These recordings paved the way for her to appear on various musical variety shows of the time, including those hosted by legends like Dean Martin and Perry Como. Each appearance broadened her fan base, reinforcing her persona as the sweet, approachable girl next door, who just happened to have a commanding stage presence and a voice that could melt hearts. While her initial fame came through music, television soon beckoned. Connie's role as Cricket Blake in Hawaiian I, 1959–1963, was a breakthrough. The show was part of a slew of detective-slash-spy series popular in the late 1950s and early 1960s. Set against the picturesque backdrop of Honolulu, Hawaiian I offered an exotic escape for American viewers. Connie's portrayal of Cricket, a singer and photographer who aided the show's detective protagonists, was cheerful, charming, and slightly mischievous. This combination endeared her to audiences, particularly teenage girls who looked up to her as a fashionable and energetic role model. The character of Cricket Blake allowed Connie to incorporate her musical talents within the show. She would often perform in local clubs or events in the storyline, giving viewers a glimpse of her real-life singing prowess. This cross-media exposure strengthened her brand, making her simultaneously recognizable as both an actress and a singer. Her bubbly screen persona also led to a wave of fan mail that solidified her status as a teen idol. Connie's visibility soared. She graced the covers of popular magazines like Teen Screen and 16 magazine. Young girls emulated her hairstyles, her makeup, and even her fashion choices, eager to capture some of that Cricket Blake magic. Meanwhile, the show's success opened the door for Connie to explore other acting roles. By the early 1960s, she was working steadily, securing roles in both film and television that showcased her versatility. Connie's film career took off around the same period. In the late 1950s, she appeared in films such as 18 and Anxious, 1957, starring Jim Backus, Young and Dangerous, 1957, and Party Crashers, 1958. Although these were relatively modest productions, they gave her a foundation to learn the craft of acting. She then landed a part in Frank Tashland's Paramount musical film Rockabye Baby, 1958, starring Jerry Lewis, which further exposed her to audiences who loved light-hearted, comedic musical fare. The early 1960s saw Connie cast alongside Troy Donahue in Parish, 1961, and Palm Springs Weekend, 1963. Troy Donahue was another 1960s heartthrob, and their on-screen chemistry drew young audiences to the theaters. These roles leveraged Connie's wholesome image while also allowing her to hint at a slightly more mature persona. She would continue her film trajectory with titles like Two on a Guillotine, 1965, co-starring Dean Jones and Cesar Romero, and The Grissom Gang, 1971, directed by Robert Aldrich, where she portrayed a character far more dramatic than her earlier ones. As the decades progressed, Connie dabbled in a range of genres. Never Too Late, 1965, offered light-hearted comedy, while Grease 2, 1982, pulled her back into a musical setting, capturing that 50s style rock and roll nostalgia that was popular at that time. Her cameo in Back to the Beach, 1987, featuring Annette Funicello and Frankie Avalon, was another nod to the teen beach movies of the 1960s, thus connecting her earlier teen idol image with a new generation of viewers in the 80s. One of her later film appearances was in Tapeheads, 1988, starring Tim Robbins and John Cusack, where she took on a cameo that displayed her comedic flair. In James Dean, Race with Destiny, 1997, she made a small but memorable appearance, proving that her connection to Hollywood nostalgia remained strong even into the late 90s. Beyond Hawaiian I, Connie remained a staple on television. She accrued an impressive list of credits across multiple genres. Whether it was guest starring on a variety show, making comedic appearances on sitcoms, or tackling dramatic roles in TV movies, her range was evident. One of her most talked about appearances was her controversial and critically acclaimed performance in the ABC TV movie of the week, The Sex Symbol, 1974. Here, Connie portrayed a character closely modeled on Marilyn Monroe, delving into the tragic aspects of a starlet's life behind the glamorous facade. The role allowed Connie to tap into emotional depths rarely seen in her earlier projects, earning her respect from critics who had previously known her mostly for lighter fare. She also starred opposite the legendary comedian George Burns in the TV series Wendy and Me, 1964 to 1965, where she played Wendy Conway, a young tenant whose life George Burns narrated with his trademark wit. Although the show did not run very long, it gave Connie an opportunity to hone her comedic timing alongside one of the greats of early television comedy. Her other television credits include guest roles in Starting from Scratch, Scruples, Bring Me the Head of Dobie Gillis, and Murder, She Wrote. Each appearance cemented her reputation as a reliable, charming presence on the small screen. Among her many guest spots, her multiple stints on The Love Boat were particularly memorable. She was considered one of the show's most popular guests, playing different characters who added fun and romance to the anthology-style episodes that took place aboard a cruise ship. Connie also conquered the stage, particularly Broadway, which holds a significant place of prestige in the performance world. She portrayed the title role in Neil Simon's Star-Spangled Girl, co-starring with Anthony Perkins and Dick Benjamin. Stepping into a Neil Simon comedy is no small feat. Simon's writing demands impeccable comedic timing and an ability to balance humor with genuine emotion. By all accounts, Connie delivered a performance that showcased her comedic verve, earning her additional accolades that highlighted her ability to transition smoothly from screen to stage. Yet perhaps the most enduring aspect of her live performance career was her residency in Las Vegas. Headlining in Vegas for over 15 years, Connie was at the epicenter of American entertainment. During this era, Vegas was known for its glitzy showrooms, star-studded lineups, and an atmosphere that combined sophistication with spectacle. Performing alongside or on the same circuit as legends like Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., and Dean Martin, Connie firmly established herself as a premier live performer. Her shows were renowned for their blend of song, dance, and warm audience engagement. She had an uncanny knack for making every single spectator feel personally seen. The larger theater venues across the United States also welcomed her. Whether it was Atlantic City or sprawling auditoriums in major cities, Connie continued to draw crowds who cherished her classic style and nostalgic repertoire. Her longevity on the live performance circuit speaks to her talent, adaptability, and the genuine connection she fostered with fans across multiple generations. The 1980s and 1990s marked a significant shift for Connie Stevens. While she continued to perform and appear in film and television, she also showed a keen sense for business. Recognizing an untapped market for high-quality beauty and skincare products, Connie founded Forever Spring. The brand initially started with a modest range of products focused on rejuvenating skin care, but thanks to Connie's dedication, hands-on development, and genuine belief in her brand's values, it expanded exponentially. Her approach to business was reminiscent of how she handled her entertainment career: personal, attentive, and creative. She understood that consumers wanted products formulated with care, backed by authenticity rather than mere celebrity endorsement. Instead of simply lending her name to a line of products, Connie actively participated in the product development phases. She insisted on testing each item herself, ensuring it met her standards before it reached the market. This unwavering commitment resonated with consumers, and Forever Spring soon garnered a loyal following. One of the keys to Forever Spring's success was Connie's ability to tap into the burgeoning home shopping industry. When she began appearing on networks like HSN, Home Shopping Network, she effectively used her warm, approachable style to connect with viewers. Her on-air demonstrations and personal anecdotes helped to demystify skincare and cosmetics for countless women who wanted both affordable and reliable solutions. The brand's sales skyrocketed, eventually surpassing $1 billion in gross earnings. Building on the success of Forever Spring, Connie launched the Garden Sanctuary, a day spa and boutique located in Los Angeles. Her vision was to offer a holistic wellness experience where clients could enjoy luxurious treatments, shop the Forever Spring line, and learn more about personalized skincare routines. The boutique aspect featured not only her products but also a curated selection of gifts, accessories, and home goods that aligned with her philosophy of comfortable, timeless beauty. The success of the Garden Sanctuary can be attributed to Connie's knack for creating tranquil, inviting spaces. She believed that beauty and wellness were not just about external appearance but also about nourishing the spirit. Guests would come for a facial or massage and end up staying for the serene ambience, friendly staff, and an overall sense of rejuvenation. Word of mouth and positive media coverage helped the Garden Sanctuary become a Los Angeles hotspot, attracting locals and tourists alike who were curious to experience the Connie Stevens touch. One of Connie's most significant contributions in the beauty industry was her unwavering commitment to redefining standards, particularly for women over 40. Throughout her career, she had noticed a glaring gap in the market. Most beauty campaigns targeted either very young women or promised quick-fix solutions that often fell short of addressing the real needs of mature women. Connie tackled this issue head-on by formulating products that genuinely nourished and revitalized aging skin. She championed the idea that aging could be a beautiful, confident process. Her marketing approach was never about shaming women for wrinkles or fine lines. Rather, she focused on promoting the idea that health and self-care could be maintained at any age. Her brand became a beacon for women who felt overlooked by mainstream advertising. By candidly sharing her own experiences and challenges, discussing everything from Hollywood pressures to single motherhood, Connie fostered a sense of sisterhood with her audience. This philosophy resonated powerfully with over 3 million women across the country who became loyal customers. Many wrote to Connie, sharing how Forever Spring had changed their perception of aging and boosted their self-esteem. The emotional bond she created with her customers, one that extended far beyond mere product transactions, was a significant factor in the line's continuing success. Connie's success in the cosmetics world earned her a place among America's leading female executives, an astonishing feat, considering she began her career as a teenage singer. She navigated the complex worlds of manufacturing, distribution, and marketing with the same grace she displayed on stage. As her product line grew from a handful of skincare items to a comprehensive range, including makeup, hair care, and fragrances, Connie continuously adapted to market trends. She introduced new formulas, updated packaging, and even explored organic and natural ingredients in response to consumer demand. Moreover, she extended her philanthropic outlook into her business as well. A portion of Forever Spring's proceeds often went to various charitable causes, particularly those benefiting women and children. This commitment to give back was something Connie had cultivated for decades, reflecting her belief that success in business should always coincide with social responsibility. Despite her full plate with performing, running a successful cosmetics empire, and raising a family, Connie did not limit her creativity. She ventured into filmmaking with the documentary A Healing, a feature film dedicated to the women and young warriors who served in the U.S. during the Vietnam conflict. Produced and directed by Connie, the documentary follows a 3-week reunion journey through Vietnam of 100 women in 1995, roughly 26 years after the war had ended. This group included nurses, Red Cross volunteers, and other female veterans who had served in varying capacities. A Healing offered a profound, empathetic look at the emotional scars left by war. It gave these women a chance to revisit sites where they had witnessed trauma, to process long-suppressed feelings, and to share their experiences with one another, and with the world. Its emotional depth, combined with Connie's compassionate storytelling, garnered critical acclaim and awards. More than that, it exemplified Connie's ability to use her platform for advocacy, shining a light on a group that had been largely ignored in mainstream narratives about the Vietnam War. In interviews about A Healing, Connie noted that her experiences in Hollywood had taught her a great deal about the power of media to influence hearts and minds. She wanted to harness that power to facilitate understanding and reconciliation rather than mere entertainment. Her success in filmmaking proved that her talents extended beyond performing and business to include a deep capacity for empathy, organization, and narrative crafting. Connie Stevens's philanthropic spirit is woven through nearly every chapter of her life story. Whether it was providing scholarships for Native American youths, entertaining troops overseas, or producing documentaries that highlighted the sacrifices of war veterans, Connie has consistently prioritized service and compassion. Her recognition by institutions like the Shriners Hospital, the Sons of Italy, and the U.S. Armed Forces underscores the breadth of her charitable impact. The 1991 Lady of Humanities Award from Shriners Hospital was a testament to her dedication to children's welfare. Shriners Hospitals specialize in caring for children with orthopedic conditions, burns, spinal cord injuries, and cleft lip and palate, regardless of the family's ability to pay. Connie's involvement, ranging from fundraising events to personal hospital visits, brought both emotional and financial support to countless children and their families. Being named Humanitarian of the Year by the Sons of Italy in Washington, D.C., had special significance for Connie, given her Italian-American heritage. The Sons of Italy is an organization committed to preserving Italian-American culture and supporting education, cultural, and social services across the country. Honoring Connie validated her lifelong embrace of her cultural roots and her active role in uplifting others. Additionally, the decoration for Distinguished Civilian Service from the U.S. Armed Forces placed Connie in a rarefied category. This award is the highest recognition a civilian can receive from the military, highlighting her unwavering efforts to boost morale among service members, whether through USO tours, philanthropic donations, or her documentary work that brought attention to veterans' experiences. The moniker "A Woman for All Seasons" perfectly encapsulates Connie's career trajectory and personal ethos. She seamlessly transitioned between mediums, film, television, stage, and music, and later extended her influence to entrepreneurship, philanthropy, and documentary filmmaking. At each stage, she showcased adaptability, an infectious enthusiasm, and a humility that resonated with ordinary people. Few entertainers can claim to have performed for 4 U.S. presidents at both the White House and the Kennedy Center, a testament to how her artistry crossed generational and political lines. Her performances for the troops, whether in Vietnam or during the Persian Gulf era, reflect a performer deeply committed to boosting the morale of those serving far from home. These events became more than just concerts, they were moments of gratitude, where she used her talent to remind service members that they were cherished and remembered back home. Veterans across America naming her one of their all-time favorites underscores how her sincerity and warmth were not merely part of a show, they were genuine. Moreover, the fact that she continues to headline in iconic venues, Las Vegas, Atlantic City, and major concert halls across the United States, demonstrates her lasting appeal. Audiences that once saw her as Cricket Blake in Hawaiian Eye decades ago have passed down their admiration to children and grandchildren who now recognize her for her entrepreneurial success. The multi-generational aspect of her fan base is truly unique, cementing her status as an entertainer with enduring relevance. Scandal. Unlike other Hollywood stars who thrive on scandal, Connie Stevens has largely avoided it, an impressive feat considering the pressures of celebrity culture. Her most controversial chapter came in the form of her Marilyn Monroe-inspired role in The Sex Symbol. The project itself sparked controversy due to its frank exploration of the price of fame, mental health struggles, and the devastating impact that Hollywood's unrealistic standards can have on young actresses. Connie's immersion in the role showed an emotional depth that many audiences had never seen before from the vibrant star. Although some critics at the time raised eyebrows for the story's close reflection of Monroe's tragic real-life experiences, the performance itself was widely acclaimed. Connie captured the vulnerability beneath her glamorous exterior, challenging any preconceived notions that she could only succeed in softcore roles. The role may have been controversial, but it certainly contributed to her respect as a versatile actress. Other relationships. One of Connie's longest-running philanthropic ventures was Project Wind Feather, dedicated to supporting Native American communities across the United States. For over 12 years, this initiative provided 83 college scholarships to young Native Americans, equipping them with the education and tools needed to elevate their communities. College scholarships in these underserved communities often have a ripple effect, as one educated individual can bring about positive changes in their family, tribal governance, and future generations. But Project Wind Feather wasn't solely about scholarships. Connie ensured that surplus goods, ranging from food supplies and clothing to educational materials, were distributed to various Indian reservations. She also organized summer camps for Native American children who had never ventured beyond their villages. These camps offered a rare chance for cultural exchange, arts and crafts workshops, and exposure to new horizons. In interviews, Connie expressed that her own upbringing in a culturally rich Brooklyn neighborhood sparked her empathy for marginalized communities, fueling her desire to make a lasting impact. Another pillar of Connie's philanthropic work is her involvement with Dignity in Jackson Hole. This program focuses on integrating mentally and physically challenged individuals into the broader community, offering them opportunities for employment and social enrichment. Each year, Dignity hosts a celebrity ski extravaganza that not only raises funds but also highlights the participants' capabilities on the slopes. Connie's star power draws media attention to the event, ensuring that the broader public remains aware of the challenges faced by the disabled community and the importance of inclusive programs. Over time, her commitment went well beyond event hosting. She used her resources and influence to establish a state-of-the-art facility dedicated to educating and housing individuals with special needs. Newly named the Connie Stevens Center for Independent Living, it symbolizes her drive to create infrastructural solutions, not just offer temporary aid. The center provides vocational training, therapy services, and a supportive environment designed to foster self-confidence and independence for its residents. Through both Project Windfeather and Dignity, Connie has demonstrated a philanthropic model rooted in respect, empathy, and long-term sustainability. Rather than swooping in for a photo op or a single fundraiser, she invests years, sometimes decades, into ensuring her philanthropic efforts lead to genuine, measurable change. Current life over the years, Connie Stevens has faced health challenges and the typical ups and downs that come with an extensive career, but none have signaled her departure from this world. Her continuing presence, whether through charitable events, business ventures, or nostalgic tributes to her golden-era Hollywood work, serves as an ongoing testament to her resilience and ability to evolve with the times. Given her indelible mark on entertainment and philanthropy, the world can expect that Connie's legacy will endure long after she eventually passes. But for now, fans and admirers can take comfort in the knowledge that she remains an active, inspiring figure. Thank you for watching. We hope this journey through her extraordinary life has inspired you to discover more about the stars whose stories often go untold. If you found Connie's accomplishments as remarkable as we have, let us know in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating spotlights on the people who've helped shape entertainment history. Until next time.